What's up, guys? I'm Noah Cooper with Athletic Body Systems. Today I want to talk about Antagonist Supersets and why you should be using them in your training if you're not already. So Antagonist Supersets are when you take opposing muscle groups and then you pick an exercise for each of those muscle groups and you pair them together. For example, chest and back, biceps and triceps, quads and hamstrings, right? So a chest and back superset would look like this. First you start with your chest exercise, finish that one, then you would shake it off for a second, and then right after that, jump into your back exercise. Then you would rest your normal 3 to 5 minutes, and then rinse and repeat until you finish up with those exercises. You've seen me do this a lot in my own training if you watch any of my workout vlogs. I love the superset bench press and pull-ups, bicep curls, and any tricep exercise, but usually like curls and push downs. I do this with legs too, but usually just smaller movements like leg extensions and hamstring curls. The key to making this successful is you want to pick exercises that aren't overly fatiguing. So I'm never in here doing like a competition style, super heavy bench press with like a huge arch where I can lift the most weight possible or anything like that, and then supersetting with my heaviest weighted chin up or anything. I still chase performance on both exercises, but the way I do them is I make sure that I'm nice and controlled on the bench, and then I go really strict on the pull-ups. That way I'm just not overly fatigued, because you don't want to be fatigued from the first exercise going into the second exercise and then losing performance because of the fatigue from your first exercise, okay? So basically, you want to pair exercises intelligently. I would recommend to people maybe use a more moderate arch and then a nice control and a pause on a bench press. Superset that with like a wide grip pull-up so that you're not over here using the most weight possible for both exercises, because that's going to get exhausting and you might not see the performance increases that you want. This isn't as big of a deal when you do things like bicep curls and tricep pushdowns, because those are not fatiguing exercises, right? You can crank out like 3 sets of those in like 5 minutes maybe. Probably a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but you get the idea, right? You're not going to be breathing heavy and feeling like a whole lot of overall fatigue just from doing smaller movements like that. But you can still absolutely make it work with bigger movements. You could do like dumbbell bench press supersetted with dumbbell rows, or a chest supported T-bar row. I do that a lot too. But yeah, the key is to just make sure that you are ready for both exercises. This isn't something I would recommend for complete beginners, because you want to kind of take your time and make sure you're getting the most out of each exercise. I have experimented with this in my training, and I can see whenever I do this, when I track my workouts, that my performance is going up on both exercises. Every lift that I do, I see performance increases on. So I know that doing supersets is not costing me any performance. The main benefits of doing Antagonist Supersets is not that it's going to give you any additional muscle growth that you wouldn't have gotten from just doing regular straight sets, but it saves you a ton of time. So if you do upper body workouts like I do, where you're hitting like chest, back, arms, and all that stuff, and you have a pretty good exercise selection for each muscle group, you might have a lot to do in that session, but doing them in Antagonist Supersets might save you 30 minutes off of the workout. This is also a great way to hit muscles that a lot of people often neglect because they're just too tired to do them, because they save them at the end. Like calves, for example. Calves are one of those muscle groups that it's fun to joke about because they never want to grow no matter what you do to them. A lot of people just end up skipping them altogether because they put calves at the end of a leg workout, and by the time they get to the end of the leg workout, they're exhausted and they don't want to do calves anymore. I like to superset squats and seated calf raises. My calf raises and my squats are still getting stronger simultaneously. Whenever I do these supersets, I don't immediately just jump right into the second exercise. Normally, I will do the first exercise, rest for like a minute, catch my breath, kind of shake it off, and then I'll jump into my second exercise. So it's not like a true superset where I'm just hammering 2 exercises back to back with no rest. You want to make sure that you're ready to do the second exercise. Another reason that I really like Antagonist Supersets is because it allows me to cut down on the rest periods a little bit. I'm someone who, I don't like to just stand around waiting a whole lot, but I find that if I do a set of bench press and then I hop up and I start doing a set of pull-ups, my pecs and everything are already starting to rest and recover while I'm doing the second exercise. So I can cut down on my rest periods instead of sitting there waiting 3 minutes. Maybe after 2 minutes, I'm ready to go again. And then my lats and everything, they're still recovering while I'm doing the bench press. It's just cool because you're getting more rest, or at least the same amount of rest for each muscle group, even though you're cutting down on your rest periods. It's also going to give you a little bit of cardio benefits because that constant movement, right? So there's that added bonus of doing that if you're someone who hates doing cardio. You should still do cardio though. Don't be a cardio skipper. But as long as you're not losing any performance on any of the exercises, definitely give these a try. I strongly recommend starting with smaller movements and then working your way up to doing the bigger movements like the bench and the pull-ups. Just experiment with it. I can give you guys these examples and tell you guys what I do in my training, but you'll never know if it works until you give it a try. So try out some Antagonist Supersets. You can look some up. You can just experiment with your own training, but definitely give it a go. Let me know how it goes in the comments. That's pretty much all I got for you today in this video. If you guys like this video and you want to see more videos like this, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on the gains. Follow me on Instagram at Athletic Body Systems, and then check out my website, athleticbodysystems.com. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.